This episode of the Replay Sports Channel is brought to you by Royal Retros, your ultimate one-stop shop representing the teams of the past. Order your favorite team's replica gear today from Royal Retros and use the discount code REPLAY to get 10% off your purchase. The link is provided in the show's description.
Welcome to Giants Stadium, Philadelphia and New Jersey. Here's the kick from Aubrey. The kick from Aubrey is returned 29 yards by DuVernay, Queen on the tackle. Herbert at the line. And around to Robinson. Robinson on the reverse, gain of 1, Smith on the tackle. Herbert in the shotgun. Herbert fades back to pass. Herbert will run. 11-yard run by Herbert, Schwesinger on the tackle, first down. Herbert drops back to pass. Long hitch. Herbert to Egbuka, incomplete. Second and 10 from the 41. Herbert calling signals. He fades back to pass. Medium cross to Robinson. Herbert throws incomplete to Robinson, right on the coverage. Third and 10. Herbert drops back to pass. Herbert to Raymond. Herbert throws incomplete to Raymond. Bailey back to punt. A 59-yard punt by Bailey, touchback. First and 10 from the 20. May drops back to pass. May will run. May with the 2-yard run, Singleton with the tackle. Second and 8. May back to pass. Medium hitch to Johnston. May to Johnston, gain of 14, Bullock on the tackle, first down. First and 10 from the 36. May fades back to pass. False. May has daylight. May on the carry, gain of 23, Winfield on the tackle, first down. First and 10. Give to McCaffrey. McCaffrey on the carry, gain of 3, Singleton on the tackle. Second and 7 from the 38. May fades back to pass. Short cross. May completes the pass to Schultz. Flag on the field.
Holding. Offense. Number 65, 10-yard penalty.
Second and 17 at the 48. Trips right. Shotgun. New Jersey faking blitz. May sets up in the pocket. May throws underneath to McCaffrey. May to McCaffrey, incomplete. Third and 17 from the 48. May sets up in the pocket. Medium hitch to McCaffrey. May completes the pass to McCaffrey, 18-yard gain, Singleton on the tackle, first down. May back to pass. Short slant to Loveland. May is intercepted by Norman, return to 70.
The field is confirmed. Interception.
The handoff to White. White on the carry, gain of 2, Schwesinger on the stop. Shotgun formation. Herbert back to pass. Herbert is sacked by Schwesinger, loss of 3. Third and 11 at the 13. Herbert drops back to pass. Medium slant to Likely. Herbert to Likely, incomplete, Smith with the coverage. 31-yard try for Little. This will give them the lead. Good snap from Kelly. The snap from Kelly. Little connects from 31 yards, New Jersey 3, Philadelphia 0. Here's the kick from Little. The kick from Little is returned 27 yards by Gould, Jones on the tackle. First and 10 at the 30. May with a quick drop. Fumble. May is sacked by Burrs, loss of 7, fumble recovered by Ham, New Jersey ball. Trips left. Philadelphia faking blitz. Herbert with 3-step drop. Short hitch to Robinson. Herbert to Robinson, gain of 10, Lewis on the tackle, first down. First and 10 from the 13. Tracy with the handoff. Tracy on the carry, gain of 6, Gary on the tackle. Second and 4. Tracy takes the handoff. Tracy on the carry, loss of 1, Schwesinger on the stop. Third and 5 from the 8. Herbert in the shotgun. Herbert sets up in the pocket. Short hitch to Egbuka. Herbert to Egbuka, touchdown New Jersey. Little C will try the point after. The kick by Little is no good, New Jersey 9, Philadelphia 0. The kick from Little is downed by Gould. May barks out the signals. Takes a quick drop. Short hitch to Johnston, May passes to Johnston, gain of 11, Bullock on the stop, first down. May at the line. McCaffrey with the handoff. Fumble. McCaffrey with the carry, gain of 7, fumble recovered by certain 2, New Jersey ball. Takes a 5-step drop. Medium cross. Herbert passes to Egbuka, gain of 21, Lewis on the tackle, first down. Herbert barks out the signals. Herbert is back to pass. Long fly to Likely. Herbert completes the pass to Likely, touchdown New Jersey. Little C will try the point after. The kick by Little is good, New Jersey 16, Philadelphia 0. The kick from Little is downed by Gould. Hand off to McCaffrey. McCaffrey gets to the second level. McCaffrey with the carry, gain of 17, certain 2 with the tackle, first down. Hand off to McCaffrey. McCaffrey on the carry, gain of 5, Karlaftis with the tackle. Shovels it to McCaffrey. McCaffrey with a gain of 3 on the play, Hawkins on the tackle. 3rd and 2 at the 50. May at the line. Give to McCaffrey. McCaffrey with the carry, 3-yard gain, Granderson on the tackle, first down. May sets up in the pocket. Screen to McCaffrey. May with the pass to McCaffrey, gain of 13, Winfield on the tackle, first down. End of the first quarter, New Jersey 16, Philadelphia 0. May calls the signals. May back to pass. May checks down to McCaffrey. May completes the pass to McCaffrey, 9-yard gain, Hawkins on the tackle. Hand off to McCaffrey. One-yard gain by McCaffrey, Roberts on the tackle. Third and inches. May to throw. May throws to Schultz. May to Schultz, incomplete, McMillian on the coverage.
Will be charged.
Pitch left to Tracy. Tracy running room. Tracy with a gain of 12 on the play, Schwesinger on the tackle, first down. The hand off to White. Two-yard gain by White, Simmons on the tackle. Second and 8 from the 38. Herbert sets up in the pocket. Herbert checks down to Higgins. Herbert throws incomplete to Higgins, Bland with the coverage. Third and 8 from the 38. Herbert in the shotgun. Philadelphia faking blitz. White with the handoff. White on the carry, gain of 7, flag on the play. Herbert gives to White. White the ball carrier, gain of 8, Schwesinger on the tackle. 2nd and 2 at the 32. The give to Tracy. Tracy with a gain of 6 on the play, Crosby with the tackle, first down. Herbert hands to White. White lost 1 on the play, Bland on the tackle. Hitmen by 16. 2nd and 11 from the 27. Herbert fades back to pass. Herbert is off and running. Herbert on the carry, gain of 5, Smith on the tackle. Hitmen by 16. 3rd and 6 from the 22. Herbert fades back to pass. Short outside pass to Brown. Herbert with the pass to Brown, gain of 6, right with the tackle, first down. New Jersey up 16. 1st and 10 from the 16. 8:19 left in the second. Herbert drops back to pass. Screen to Tracy. Herbert to Tracy, touchdown New Jersey. Little C will try the point after. The kick by Little is good, New Jersey 23, Philadelphia 0. Here's the kick from Little. The kick from Little is returned 39 yards by Gould, Little with the tackle. May drops back to pass. He checks down to Reed. May to Reed, gain of 3, McMillian on the stop. May with a quick drop. May is sacked by Karlaftis, loss of 1. Third and 8 from the 41. May in the shotgun. May calling signals. May back to pass. Medium hitch. May passes to Johnston, incomplete, Bullock on the coverage. Way back in punt formation. "52-yard punt by Way, 5-yard return by DuVernay. Herbert sets up in the pocket. Medium curl. Herbert to Likely, incomplete, Smith with the coverage. 2nd and 10. Herbert from the shotgun. Back to pass. Medium slant to Egbuka. Herbert with the pass to Egbuka, gain of 14, land on the tackle, first down.
A timeout will be charged.
Herbert gives to Tracy. Tracy on the carry, gain of 8, Diaby on the tackle. Slow down. Herbert gives to Tracy. Tracy with a 2-yard run, Schwesinger on the tackle. 3rd and inches from the 36. 4 o'clock left in the second. The give to Tracy. Tracy the ball carrier, no gain, Hamilton with the tackle, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36. And off to White. Wide open field. White on the sweep, 25-yard gain, Phillips on the tackle, 1st down. New Jersey by 23. Herbert barks out the signals. Herbert hands to Tracy. Tracy with the carry, 2-yard gain, flag on the play. Trips left. Robinson is doubled at the line. Quarterback draw. 3-yard gain by Herbert, Phillips with the tackle. Second and 7 from the 19. Current drive, 9 plays, 69 yards. They've used 4:14 on the clock. Herbert hands to Tracy. Tracy on the carry, gain of 11, Bland on the tackle, 1st down. 1st and goal. Slow down offense. 10-play 80-yard drive. They've used 5:01 on the clock. Pitch left to Tracy. Tracy on the pitch, loss of 7, Schwesinger with the tackle. Trips right. Herbert fades back to pass. He throws downfield to Robinson. Herbert throws incomplete to Robinson, Lewis on the coverage. 3rd and goal from the 15. Herbert at the line. Herbert sets to throw. Medium out pass to Brown. Herbert completes the pass to Brown, gain of 12, Diaby with the tackle. 21-yard try for Little. Bailey to hold. The snap from Kelly. Little made the 21-yard field goal, New Jersey 26, Philadelphia 0. The kick from Little. The kick from Little is returned 41 yards by Gould, Jones on the tackle. 1st and 10. And around to Reed. Reed with the carry, gain of 2, Karlaftis on the tackle. May from the shotgun. He fades back to pass. Screen to McCaffrey. May to McCaffrey, gain of 12, Singleton on the tackle, first down. May barks out the signals. Drops back to pass. May throws a deep fly. May to London, touchdown Philadelphia. Aubrey will try the point after. Aubrey converts the extra point, New Jersey 26, Philadelphia 7. Aubrey to kick off. First and 10 from the 25. Hand off to White. White with a 5-yard run, clean on the stop. Herbert in the shotgun. He fades back to pass. Medium out to Brown. Herbert throws incomplete to Brown, right on the coverage. Third and 5 at the 30. Slow down offense. Philadelphia faking blitz. Herbert at the line. White takes the handoff. White on the carry, no gain, Alexander with the tackle. End of the first half, New Jersey 26, Philadelphia 7. Here's the kick from Little. The kick from Little is returned 32 yards by Gould, Jones on the tackle. May calls out the signals. May sets up in the pocket. May will run. May on the carry, gain of 3, Granderson with the tackle. Second and 7. From the May calls out the signals. He fades back to pass. Medium slant. May throws incomplete to Reed, McMillian on the coverage. Third and 7 at the 39. Shotgun. May drops back to pass. Screen to McCaffrey. May completes the pass to McCaffrey, gain of 4, Winfield on the tackle. Way back in punt formation. A 52-yard punt by Way, return of 5 by DuVernay. Herbert pitches left to Tracy. Tracy on the carry, gain of 9, flag on the field. Hand off to White. White lost 1 on the play, right on the tackle. Shotgun formation. Herbert back to pass. Medium cross to Robinson. Herbert passes to Robinson, gain of 11, Lewis with the tackle. 3rd and 5. Herbert calling the signals. He fades back to pass. Short hitch to Brown. Herbert passes to Brown, gain of 7, right on the tackle, 1st down. Bootleg. Herbert has room to run. 16-yard run by Herbert, Howden on the tackle, 1st down. Tracy on the draw. Tracy on the draw, gain of 10, Crosby on the tackle, 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 48. White with the handoff. 3-yard run by White, Phillips on the tackle. New Jersey breaks the huddle. 2nd and 7 from the 49. Herbert calls out the signals. He fades back to pass. Medium slant to Robinson. Herbert to Robinson, incomplete, Lewis on the coverage. 3rd and 7 from the 49. Herbert at the line. Some movement up front. Possible free play for Herbert. Bootleg. Herbert with an 8-yard run, penalty on the play. First and 10 at the 41. Herbert sets up in the pocket. Herbert dumps it to Brown. Herbert completes the pass to Brown, 8-yard gain, right on the tackle. 2nd and 2 at the 33. Herbert hands to Tracy. Tracy with a gain of 4 on the play, Schmiesinger with the tackle, 1st down. Current drive, 10 plays, 66 yards. 5:40 off the clock. Tracy with the handoff. 5-yard gain by Tracy, Simmons on the tackle. They're eating up the clock. Tracy with the handoff. Tracy lost 1 on the play, Crosby with the tackle. Third and 6 from the 25. Wearing out the defense. Herbert hands to White. White on the draw, 2-yard gain, Crosby on the tackle. Little will try from 41 yards. The snap from Kelly. Little made the 41-yard field goal, New Jersey 29, Philadelphia 7. Here's the kick from Little. The kick from Little is returned 26 yards by Gould, Jones on the tackle. I formation. May fades deep. May throws a deep post. May to Johnston, incomplete, Bullock on the coverage. 2nd and 10 from the 28. May from the shotgun. May fades back to pass. May is sacked by Winfield, loss of 8. Philadelphia down 22. 3rd and 18 from the 20. 5:18 in the 3rd. May fades back to pass. He throws underneath to Harvey. May passes to Harvey, gain of 2, verse on the stop. Way deep in punt formation. "52-yard punt by Way, 7-yard return by DuVernay. Herbert at the line. White takes the handoff. White lost 1 on the play, right on the stop. Slow down offense. Herbert in the shotgun. Give to White. White on the carry, no gain, Phillips with the tackle. 3rd and 11. New Jersey taking their time. Herbert fades back to pass. Slant to Likely. Herbert throws incomplete to Likely, Smith on the coverage. Bailey back in punt formation. "50-yard punt by Bailey, no return. May from the shotgun. New Jersey showing blitz. Harvey with the handoff. Harvey on the carry, 1-yard gain, Singleton on the stop. 2nd and 9. May drops back to pass. Screen. May completes the pass to Harvey, gain of 13, verse with the tackle, first down. May to throw. Medium cross to Reed. May to Reed, gain of 15, McMillian with the tackle, first down. Philadelphia down by 22. McCaffrey with the handoff. McCaffrey on the sweep, gain of 3, Karlaftis on the tackle. End of the 3rd quarter, New Jersey 29, Philadelphia 7. 2nd and 7 from the 50. May drops back to pass. Medium outside pass. May throws incomplete to Johnston, Bullock on the coverage. 3rd and 7 at the 50. May fades back to pass. May throws to McCaffrey. May throws incomplete to McCaffrey, Hawkins on the coverage. Way back in punt formation. DuVernay waiting inside his own 10. 35-yard punt by Way, out of bounds. Hand off to Tracy. Tracy with a 7-yard run, Houghton on the tackle. Second and 3 at the 22. Slow down offense. Herbert gives to Tracy. 6-yard run by Tracy, Geary on the tackle, first down. Slow down. Herbert drops back to pass. Herbert throws to Robinson. Herbert passes to Robinson, incomplete, Bland on the coverage. Hitmen up 22. Second and 10 at the 28. Herbert calling the signals. Fades back to pass. Screen to White. Herbert to White, incomplete, Schwesinger on the coverage. Third and 10 at the 28. Herbert fades back to pass. He dumps it to White. Herbert completes the pass to White, gain of 18, Schwesinger on the tackle, first down. Herbert slow to the line. He fades back to pass. Medium flat. Herbert to Ekbuka, gain of 14, Johnson on the tackle, first down. First and 10 at the 40. New Jersey in no hurry. The hand off to White. 2-yard run by White, Simmons on the tackle. Second and 8 from the 38. Herbert working very slowly. Herbert hands to Tracy. Tracy gains 3 on the sweep, Hamilton on the tackle. Third and 5 from the 35. They're taking their time. Herbert with the give to Hampton. Hampton on the carry, gain of 7, Phillips on the tackle, first down. First and 10. Herbert taking his time. Herbert running. Herbert gains 11 on the sweep, Schwesinger with the tackle, first down. Slow down offense. Current drive, 10 plays, 68 yards. They've used 6:36 on the clock. The hand off to Tracy. Tracy with a gain of 4 on the play, Schwesinger on the stop. Second and 6. New Jersey working slowly. Herbert barks out the signals. Current drive, 11 plays, 72 yards. 7:22 off the clock. Quick pitch to Hampton. Hampton the ball carrier, loss of 6, penalty on the play. New Jersey up 22. Third and 12 from the 19. Current drive, 12 plays, 66 yards. 7:30 off the clock. They're chewing up the clock. Herbert fades back to pass. Medium slant to Ekbuka. Herbert completes the pass to Ekbuka, touchdown New Jersey. Little C will try the point after. The kick by Little is good. New Jersey 36, Philadelphia 7. The kick from Little. First and 10 at the 40. From the shotgun. May fades back to pass. Long out. May is intercepted by certain 2, return of 0. First and 10 at the 38. Herbert at the line. Philadelphia jumped. Hampton with the handoff. 3-yard gain by Hampton. Flag on the play. First and 5 at the 43. Herbert hollers out the signals. Hand off to Tracy. Tracy on the carry, gain of 2, Phillips on the tackle. I formation. Slow down. The hand off to Tracy. 1-yard run by Tracy, Howden on the stop. Third and 2 at the 46. Slow down offense. Give to Hampton. Hampton with a gain of 3 on the play, Diaby with the tackle, first down. New Jersey leads by 29. Slowly coming to the line. Hampton with the handoff. Hampton with the carry, 1-yard gain, Hamilton on the tackle. Slow down offense. Minshew calls out the signals. Minshew hands to Tracy. Tracy on the carry, no gain, Crosby on the tackle. Third and 9 from the 50. Minshew slow to the line. Hand off to White. White on the carry, gain of 2, Schwesinger on the tackle. Bailey back in punt formation. Gould waiting inside his own 10. A 34-yard punt by Bailey, out of bounds. May from the shotgun. May calls out the signals. Back to pass. Long out. May is intercepted by Bailey, which penalty on the play. Hitmen up 29. First and 10. 2:14 left in the game. Minshew at the line. Minshew gives to Hampton. Hampton with the carry, gain of 3, Schwesinger on the tackle. 2-minute warning. New Jersey by 29. Hampton with the handoff. 5-yard gain by Hampton, C on the tackle. Third and 2. Slow down offense. Minshew with the give to Hampton. Hampton with the 2-yard run, Schwesinger with the tackle, first down. First and goal. Minshew taking his time. Minshew gives to Hampton. Hampton the ball carrier, gain of 2, Gary with the tackle. New Jersey 36, Philadelphia 7.
Thank you for watching this presentation of the Replay Sports Channel.